Yo, real quick. It's a video we about to put out. Y'all might have seen a road rage incident in Charleston recently. It was a situation where a guy, I don't know what happened before that, but they were kind of like on the street going back and forth, and one guy was going too fast and he almost hit my dog with his son in the car. So my dog got out the car, approached the car. The guy pulled out a gun and shot. Here's that video.
Go! Ain't nobody playing that shit. Ain't nobody playing that shit. Go! I said go. You lucky that shit ain't going your way.
Watch yourself.
You
got family, bro. Family. Go!
So now, you might see the guy who got shot at, and you might have a few things you wondering in your head about him. Well, you came to the right spot, because that's the guy I interviewed. Let's get into the interview right now. All right. I got one of my homeboys in here. I've been trying to get this interview for like a year now. I live close to this dude, so I don't know why it took so damn long. But it did. It did. Got my dog Gabe. I call him Dave by the pool. He got many names, but we're gonna get into his life right now. He got one of the craziest life stories you're ever gonna hear. I think I first met you at a club one time, and I knew you lived here, but I saw you just dancing with like 5 girls. I was like, this dude wild, bro. Then he told the girls, he was like, it's my birthday. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And everybody was buying you shots?
Yeah. I vaguely remember. Oh,
it was a while ago.
Oh, my God, about 2-3 years.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
About 3 years ago.
3 years?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you went way back. Yeah,
that's when I first met you. And then I saw you again at the swimming pool. I was like, yo, happy birthday.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, no, it wasn't really my birthday. I was just using that line. But then we got to talking. I find out just one of the coolest dudes you're ever going to meet. His life story is crazy to a point I had to make a podcast about it. But a lot of people might know him. Recently, you went viral. Recently, you had a little situation. That was in West Ashley, right?
Yeah, right. Yep.
Right up the street?
Yep, right by Singing Tequila.
Right across the street from where we live at. Mm-hmm. You went viral. You were on Channel 5, Channel 2, Facebook, everything. You were all over the place. Mm-hmm. But the situation, it was, what was it? You call it a road rage incident, or?
Yeah, well, yeah, he almost hit he was going like 70 and a 40, and my son was in the back of my car, and he could have, if he kept going, he would have hit the car and could have hurt me and Roman or killed both of us. And he swerved to the right. When I beeped the horn, he kind of stopped and went around the car. And when I looked to my right, he was smiling and laughing. He gets in front of me, and I almost did the same thing to the car in front of both of us. So
he was laughing at almost hitting y'all.
Yeah.
Laughing at you.
Yeah. And then that's when, the Texas Dave of 2014 came back to life. And I tracked him down a few hours later, made sure everything was good, made sure my son was strapped in. I parked the car, and he stopped. I got the car, and I made sure I was in enough distance, because I didn't want to say like I'm trying to pop a cab in his ass. No.
Right.
It was crazy, but it's like, dude, slow down. You could have hurt me, my son. You could have killed somebody else. And you know what this dude said? I don't give a fuck. I said, really? So you don't care about my son? You don't care about nobody else? He's going to tell. And then when I say you need to slow down, and when I said that, that's when he pulled out the gun, and he shot twice. He shot on the ground, then he shot in the air.
See, we didn't see that part.
Yeah.
I just saw him shoot in the air.
Yeah.
On the social media, it was all him shooting in the air.
Yeah. Cause the lady, she was. I didn't know. I didn't realize nobody. Somebody was. It was a white lady. She had. She was at Walgreens. She saw when she saw him. I guess right when he did this
With the gun.
That's when she started recording.
Now, you instantly got credit. I was looking in the comment section. Everybody in the comment section was talking about you. Like, bruh didn't even flinch. Bruh didn't even move. He didn't get scared. He didn't run away. Tell me about that, because I'm going to get into why you're so crazy in a minute. But why didn't you flinch? What, like, you've been military trained, right?
Yeah. I mean, I worked at the post office. I ain't like some of my homies like Scott and Starnes and all them other guys. They've been in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never been in no combat, you know what I'm saying? I've been in some situations, yeah, but nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
And it wasn't my military training. I wasn't trying to show up for anybody. I was just trying to, I'm standing my ground.
Right.
Because this is the second time out of 3 days I almost got ran off the road like that. On the same, and I snapped. Yeah, I could have, hindsight, I could have just, found another way. But at that heat of the moment, it's like, I'm tired of, and just being here in Charleston now, I've been, one of my good friends and my sister, she said, look, man, I seen you get used up, disrespected. Yeah. And there's that when I've been turning the corner these past few months, like, I'm not taking this shit on.
Right. And it was just like a culmination of all of that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And I see it all the time in Charleston, man. Y'all are from here. Right. I am not. Right. I've been across this world and the United States from the east to the west. Right. You know what I'm saying? I got different perspectives on things. Mm-hmm. And because I know if that dude did that in Austin or Dallas or Waco, especially Waco, or let's say Killeen, Texas,
they would have lit his ass up.
Or Carpus Cove, or we taking them out. Damn. We taking you out right then and there. You didn't have a gun, I didn't see. No? I ain't got no gun for a reason. I'm pistol with people, man. Yeah. I come over the years and especially over a few months, I learned a lot more about my family. Right. More importantly, like my grandfather, man, he ran with the Jews back in the 20s. Right. You know what I'm saying? He used to carry bats with him. Right. He was a pimp and a moonshine runner. Right. So you know what that means? He had to be holding something. You gotta be holding, right? Correct. So correct. It's like, and like so when that whole incident happens, like I want to show that I'm not gonna be moved. Your gun don't faze me. Right. It's my time to go. It's my time to go. Guess what? I'm worth 1.5 anyway. 1.5 million. When I'm dead. Make sure my family's good when I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, now you about to catch a case. Yeah. Now you got to deal with my family. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
what happened did it end with no case, no police?
It's still, I've kind of like just threw it in the trash in a sense because when I think the next few days, they said a man has been identified. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So how come I found out what his real name is? And I went through certain channels to find out where this joker was at, where he lived at. When I dropped off my son to my baby mama in Georgia, and I came back that weekend, I was on a headhunt mission to find him. Cause see, when I was in Texas, especially when I was doing all the other stuff with the Christian code and whatnot, and people that were talking stuff about my wife and myself, and my parents and my friends, I'll go to your mall, I'll go to your church, I'll go to your house, I'll go to your job.
Good Lord. Now, that's your viral part of you, but there's a lot more to you than just that incident. Yeah. I've known you, and you always tell me you writing books. Yeah. You do poetry. Mm-hmm. You wanted to get some pictures down for poetry work and book and all that. You told me you were you were a Marine, right?
No, I was in the Army. I ain't that hardcore. I'm crazy, man. I ain't hardcore like that.
All right, tell me a little bit about your background.
And I was born in Durham, North Carolina, in Duke Hospital in Blue Devil.
Blue Devil, all right, word.
See, my father, he was in the military, he was in the Navy. When I was 1.5, now I found all this stuff out now. He left me and my mom when I was 1.5 years old for another man. And comes to find out that I was kind of like a mistake because my grandfather didn't want my mom to marry him. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, and he ended up getting back in the 80s. It's called a grid. Now it's called AIDS, HIV.
Right.
My mom, you know, she's her name's Alice, and my father's name is Ben. William Ben Overton. My mom's name is Alice. She's the daughter of James and Laura Williams. My grandfather was a deacon in the church, and my grandmother worked, I think, in the healthcare system in Kinston, North Carolina. That's where I grew up. I guess the formative years of my life, 3 or 4 to.
Grew up in North Carolina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in that part of Kinston, and I remember like it was day. You know, of course, my mom had to save my parents because my father he ain't doing nothing for us.
Right.
So she had to, you know, save my parents and whatnot, and then eventually she got her own place in Jack Roundtree Apartments.
Yeah.
In Kinston, North Carolina. And I remember this day, it was all sunny and nice and
Right.
community and, you know what I'm saying, gentle.
Right.
Then around 87, 88 hit,
Crack.
that's when crack cocaine hit.
Right.
So I remember these this family, 2 daughters, 1 son, and a mother. My mom had to go to work early, so she would have me stay over there. It went from doing that, as, you know, nice homie, you know what I'm saying, make sure I got to go to school. Both of the sisters got pregnant. The brother, he was in the football team, got mixed with the wrong people, you know, in the drug ring, got shot one day back in 92.
Your brother.
No, their brother.
Their brother.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. Mom, she got strung out on crack. My bully, his name was Kenji. He used to beat me up all the time. But guess what? Guess who's beating up on him?
Who?
His mother's boyfriend beating up on him and his 2 other brothers.
The bully in your town.
Yeah.
So it's like karma.
Complex. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why he was doing what he was doing.
Right.
I remember one time, I was like 8 or 9, he was just kind of stopped. He kind of like, you know, because, I was scared of him, but then eventually, like, man, what you gonna do? Gonna beat me up again? Cool.
Right.
To the point where he saw, like, you know what I'm saying, I was still showing love. And he was like, and then when I found out about him being, his mother's boyfriend being an alcoholic, being an addict,
Right.
beating up his kid, beating up her children. One of them was on America's Most Wanted one time. One of them raped a girl right next to us.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about the whole. I'm gonna go into a whole different thing, but it's like, you know, back in the 80s, like there were no fathers in the home,
Right. Correct.
so we was susceptible to being
Anything.
molested. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got molested when I was twice, 8 and 9 years old, by a man and a woman. To where my best friend, I was trying to go see him. He didn't answer the door. The other friend, Abu, they wasn't able to answer the door because Ramadan. So the other dude, I think his name was Daryl, said, "Hey, let me show you how to be a man." So he wrestled me to the ground, takes him to the back of the porch, and whatnot, puts his dick in my mouth.
Ooh.
Yeah, and my best friend's, I guess, mother's boyfriend walked by, and instead of him doing something about that, guess what he did? He just looked and just kept walking.
Woo.
Wrestled me back down on the ground, and now he said, "Now you're a man." So here's the crazy thing. This is what I like about God, right? Because, you know, when I have certain friends out here or wherever, you know, I've been around the game for a while.
Right.
And the one thing I respect about people that's in the game, some of them, you know what I'm saying, that they will look out for people. Both of the brothers, there was 2 brothers and their mother. Both of the brothers was in the game. One was in administration, one was operations. When they found out what he did to me, they was about to kick his ass one day. It was July 89, I think.
So let me ask you this, bro.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to you,
Okay.
whether if it's just no, it's good. Whether if it's here or we at the swimming pool or wherever, you always tell me more shit about you.
Yeah.
But you always look like you happy as fuck. You always look like, you know, you got people around, you know, I might give you a bottle of tequila because you got the party going.
Yeah.
How do you balance with all this shit in your head and living a day to day?
Well, one thing I learned from Waco is that you got to keep yourself laughing from crying.
Damn,
you know what I'm
bro.
saying? It's like it's a shout out to people like, you know, Sister Anne Marie, Roger, the Eddie, Elise, Fly God, Travis, you know what I'm saying? They've all pulled me to the side, and they'll know when I'm faking the funk. You know, my man Stars, he'll call me, he'll know I'm faking the funk.
Right.
My man Jonathan I carry.
Right.
But how I handle all this stuff, you know, I've tried to quit. There have been times, even recently, that I want to,
Suicidal?
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then it's like this. There's some of me that just won't quit.
Right.
So right then, when that happens, some of my job pull me back, bring my mind back.
Right.
Somebody needs something. And sometimes, you know, and I was ready last week, that sometimes you can help yourself by serving others.
Right.
So
100%.
and that reels me back in to say, you know, even though my life may be jacked up, not the way I want it to be, you know, I've been through all this stuff. But you know what? I'm here for a purpose.
Right.
Right? I know I'm headstrong, I'm hard-headed, I'm opinionated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People may think I'm right all the time, which I'm not. But I like Jay-Z said, I went through that, so hopefully you ain't got to go through that.
Correct.
Because I see a little further down the road.
Right.
I kind of feel it, you know what I'm saying? I can sense it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm also a dreamer. Sometimes I have dreams.
Right.
Sometimes I pull my friends aside. I had a dream about you, about this and this and this.
Right.
Or they'll say, well, I had a dream. Can you interpret? And I'll tell them what it is. That's the gift, you know. I'm a conduit of God.
Right.
I'm not putting myself above anybody. It's just that, as I say, for the master service.
Right.
I'm a conduit.
All right. I like that. So you say you're a conduit of God,
Yeah.
but you went through hell to get there.
Man, yeah, I mean, just like I said, find out that my father left when I was a year and a half years old. I thought he left at 4.
Yeah.
No, you know, 1.5.
Right.
That threw my whole life around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is like, I think I was born with this ego. I'm learning to get that in check. You know what I'm saying? But also resilience, man. You know, and I've quit many times, whether it been music, whether it been school, whether it been friendships. But I can't quit, man. And I can't really explain it, man. It's like something let me go. It's like, you ever seen that movie or that TV show, The Highlander?
Yeah.
Where them people that once you take their head off,
Yeah.
they just keep
They
on
keep
living.
coming back. Right.
They keep coming back. I
Right.
just keep coming back. I keep coming back. No matter how far I may fall. A few months ago, I hit rock bottom, man. Dark, deep depression.
Right.
You know what
While
I'm
you were
saying?
here.
While I was here. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Just locked up in my house. You know, not hiding from people. Dissing my friends, my true friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not taking their advice, doing all types of crazy, being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Just doing all types of wild shit. Say, why you gotta do all that? It's not you. But when you in that deep, dark place, man, you're gonna do what the devils do, I guess.
Right.
But
Right.
somehow I'm still here, man.
Why do you think you're still here? What is it? You here for a reason.
Yeah.
What's your reason to be still here?
I think one is my son Roman, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know, I know what it is not to have a father, you know. And thank God my mom married my stepfather, Tony.
Right.
I call him my father. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and I want to make sure I'm there for Roman.
Right.
He may not be here physically because he lives with his mom now.
Your son.
Yeah.
Roman. Right. I
Yeah.
met him a few times.
Yeah, he's
He's a
something
cool
else,
kid,
ain't he?
man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
He took
he's
all
a
my
real
hair
cool
too.
kid.
Took all my hair, you know what I mean? And yeah, for him, I can't quit when I want to.
Right.
I woke up Monday morning, I don't feel like doing this crap.
Right.
I end up still doing it anyway.
Right.
Still making that day.
Right.
I'm saying?
Not on me today.
Don't down on me today. And look where I'm at today, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, because I know I have something within me. You know, my dad said to me back in '97, you got to share your gift with the world.
Right.
'Cause I used to draw comic books when I was in high school.
Right.
I didn't start writing poetry until I was in high school, in the 12th grade. And my first poem was called Invisible King. And I was saying, it's basically talking to myself in third person, stop hiding that person who you really are.
Right.
Stop trying to hide.
Right.
And they actually, I think it won the poetry contest, but I didn't even show up.
All right, we'll get, so poetry is how you release your shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Writing books, writing.
yeah,
You said you're also a musician.
yeah.
So I know, so basically they say like artists always have like a crazy life or a crazy upbringing. Yeah, look at your eyes. Yep. They're gonna be like, yeah, he's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm super crazy.
Yeah. All right. So we kind of stopped. You were talking about your son. Now, your son is like a second chance of you. You know, like a resetting of you. You know, I know you want to do good for him and you want to raise him. You know,
Right.
like what you didn't have. That's the same with me. Tell me more about being a father.
I think it's one of the saving graces of my life. I enjoy being a father. I love that kid. You know, some days I look at his picture, I just break down and cry because I can't believe I was with somebody like that. You know, it took me and Dion 13 years to have that kid. You know what I'm saying? It took us getting out of Texas one night in a certain position before I went back to Waco. And I come back, I'm pregnant.
Right.
And he's a joy, man. I mean, he's like the extension of me and her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I see both of our characteristics in him every time I talk with him.
Right.
And he's wicked smart.
Right.
And that's why I named him Roman, you know what I'm saying? It means strong.
Right.
You know, his middle name Luca means light.
Right.
You know, and that's why I wanted to be. But why didn't you name him David Jr.? Because he ain't gonna be no punk like his father. He gonna be strong. He gonna be self-sufficient.
You consider yourself a punk?
I would say like this: I have a heart. I think I'm more like emotional.
Right.
And sometimes, you know, when you have a heart, if you don't know how to guard it, you don't know how to carry it well, people gonna pull on it and use and abuse you to become somebody's hoe, somebody's bitch. You know what I'm saying?
So you feel that about you? You've been a doormat?
I would say I have that characteristic. You know what I'm saying? Because of my upbringing being abused and all that other stuff and being on the type of environments. Whether it be financially, my time, ideas, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So I want Roman to be that way. I want him to be strong. You know, I want him to stand firm in who he is and I guess what I'm saying is I want him being indecisive as me. I'm getting better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm putting in the work every day. But he's very decisive. He knows what he wants out of life. He already at 7 years old.
So let me ask you this. All right. When we're talking about a father, but we're talking about you. How are you so like humble with telling your whole story? You know, like most people, they'll hide it. They won't give out their information. You know, they won't give out, you know, they've been molested or something like that. You just say it like it ain't nothing. What is that in your brain that makes you that humble to just let it out?
Because for years I've held a lot of stuff in. My homeboy Starnes, he had hit me up. He said, yeah, man, I remember back in the day, you ain't say nothing. You always held it in, and then you'll blow up. But you know what? My best blow up is to talk about it. And talk about it freely, because guess what? Where I came from, we ain't talk about it. We can't talk about Susie getting raped. We can't talk about Uncle Clifford molesting Susie. We can't talk about this one chick got 2 kids, but she got AIDS. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, everything's hush. And even I'm not trying to put my family on blast, but it's like, you know, if I didn't known now, then what I know now, who knows where I would be right now? Because I need the information. People need to have a type of rally point. They need to have some type of information to help them get along through life. And I've been through all these different things in life to help other people. Because there was times where I ain't getting no help. You know, I tell people all the time, I lived 1,000 lives before I got here. You know what I'm saying?
So now, you think you have to go through all these experiences so you know how to help?
Right.
You're here to help.
Right.
I feel you.
You know, and the thing about it is also too, you know that picture where you have somebody going like this and they try to bring somebody up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm learning now. If somebody trying to get on the ship, I'm gonna let him go.
Yeah.
And he learned the hard way like I did.
Yeah, you can't have no anchors, bro.
Exactly, man.
Definitely.
I gotta be, I want to be like an eagle in the air, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come down from the clouds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes, I need to eat.
Right.
I need to be up here. I don't need to be down here.
Right.
I had a dream about that 2 years ago. I had a dream.
Let me ask you this: do you seek therapy? Do you talk to anybody, or
That's
do you?
funny. Yes, I do. I had one yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's pretty good. His name is Mr. Jenkins. I go to VA hospital.
So it's military sanctioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like because I'm a VA veteran, so whatnot. So actually, I went there to talk about the whole gun incident, and I talked to him about it. Then it went to how I'm going through a divorce. Then he kind of adjusted. And he said, "Okay, I just got divorced."
Right.
And he's saying, "Don't focus on stacking your paper, investing in yourself."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Doing things you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head in the swivel. Take care of my son, take care of myself. And I had one yesterday. I mean, we mostly just joked around, man, but it was good. But the subject matter we was talking about is stuff that I think about. And he was thinking about, we was able to talk. And then we got to a serious point. He said, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just want you to take your mental health, seriously. Because, I'm diagnosed with major depressive disorder with anxiety. I got diagnosed with that in 2014.
Major depressive disorder with anxiety. What is that?
Basically, I'm prone to depression.
Mm-hmm.
It will come up on you if, let's say, for instance, I make a bad decision or I allow something to happen in my life or something happened the way I wanted to happen, I go to a deep, dark place. And the anxiety is nothing but fear.
Mm-hmm.
Fear of, maybe being exposed for doing something wrong. Maybe it's the fear of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the fear that, can I really do this? Can I make it?
Mm-hmm.
Will I be able to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Can I handle it? That's what, if you got those two worlds of mental disorders together, it can be difficult sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be joking and laughing all the time and all that type of stuff and say, doing certain things you may see me on the complex because it's a daily struggle every day. Like the Bible says, there's a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to buffet me. It's always stabbing at me. It's an internal war.
So I was asking all these questions to get to you standing there when the guy's shooting at you.
Yeah.
You didn't flinch when the guy's shooting a gun that could kill you right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm asking you this question. Was it you a point where you like, fuck it, I'm here now. If you shoot me, I'm gonna die. Fuck it, I'm here.
Basically.
Or, yeah, that's where you were at.
Yeah.
You feel like that moment you were at your last.
No.
Or you don't care about.
I cared because I know my son and whatnot.
Right.
It was two parts to it. I wanted to show to see the way I grew up. People didn't stand, especially when the fathers ain't around. Fathers didn't stand up for their children.
Yeah.
Like I've told people, anybody fuck with my family, I'm going to kill them with my bare hands, and I'm getting off after the investigation.
Damn.
Why? Because guess what? When you overseas, over there in the desert or Germany, all that, that's how they roll.
Right.
They about their family.
Right.
And if you mess around, you're gonna get laid out. And for him to say, I don't give a fuck about your kid, that's what he said too. I don't give a fuck about your kid. Really?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't afraid to die. It's your time to tell.
That's what I mean. So all those life experiences, like say a guy's having a real bad day, or a real bad week, a real bad month, or whatever. Mm-hmm. He might get to a situation where, like when you're in the hood, you're hungry, you're starving, you're broke. You're more potential to rob, kill, do something violent to get that money, to get that food or whatever. It seemed like you had a culmination of life experience that just put you in front of that gun. Like, I don't give a fuck about this gun. I done been through way more shit than being shot.
Yeah.
That's what it really feel like. And when I watched that video over and over, and I wonder, like, bro didn't even flinch. He didn't turn around. Nothing. I had guns pulled on me a few times in life, but I don't think I've ever was just chilling like you were. You
Yeah,
know,
because I know he won't do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
he was just chilling, bro. You were like,
He don't understand. Like, you know, see, when a lot of people don't understand, I'm going like old school. I learned when I was in middle school and high school. Don't you know that when somebody tap into their rage, there's a certain percentage, you know, in your mind that releases certain things that happen within your body to the point where I could have grabbed that freaking gun and, you know what I'm saying?
right,
And he would have been able to shoot. Before he even do that, I already got his gun. All right, I'm gonna shoot you now.
right,
Because now I'm self-defense. Can you try to, you know what I'm saying?
right,
But see, people don't think like that nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I know I just went on to a whole different.
No. That's on the same track. That's
But they
definitely.
they don't teach that stuff in high school no more. But you know, it's just like he needs, you know, and I hope he's seen the video, see how stupid he looks.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because you gonna kill. He's probably one of the dudes like blame the white man for all this and this and that.
correct.
But you try to kill another brother because you high, you drunk, and you smiling, and don't give a damn about anybody else but yourself.
He was smiling on that video, bro. Yeah, he was. Let me ask you this: when you said you talk to a therapist or whatever, you also write books.
Yeah.
You also make music.
Yeah.
I've made music a lot, and that is a release. That's like therapy because you just while you making it, then you get to the end, you like, oh shit, you know, I just made something.
Yeah.
Is books, music, or what is your therapy other than talking to an actual therapist? What do you do to release?
Let's say I like to walk.
Yeah, I like that.
If I had any competition on Street Fighter, I'll be.
Don't get your ass beat. Come on, bro.
Okay, all right. Mortal Kombat, bring it on. Let's see. Love to read comic books.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, because I like to. You know, comic books is like, you know, Batman, my favorite character. You know?
Mine too.
Joker, second best. Let's see, what else? I do like to do corny jokes.
So hold up. DC is better than Marvel, right?
Oh, DC, man, Marvel sucks. Jeez.
All the people watching this, because I did a little. You remember Zack Snyder that made 300, the movie 300?
Yeah.
And he did the Justice Leagues that they tried to stop and cancel, but I was a part of the group that got the Snyder cut out, that got Justice League out.
Yeah.
And I was also making a podcast right in there when we were doing it for like a year straight. But a lot of people watching this is going to be happy that you said DC is better than Marvel.
Yeah, man. Marvel, y'all can kick rocks, man. Just give me Batman, Aquaman, Joker. A lot of Joker. Yeah, man. DC got it going on, man.
You're a little weird. You like Joker, huh? So I know you. I gotta keep my distance, bro. No, I'm joking.
Well, you know,
I like Batman. Batman's my favorite too, bro.
Well, you know, back in Montgomery, used to call me Batman and the Joker.
God damn. Well, you know, they really are the same person. They are. Just one guy say he ain't gonna kill, and one guy take it to the extreme.
Oh man, he does, man.
He take it to the extreme.
He does, man. He really does.
Well, we got one more break, and then I want to get in and talk about your book and talk about all the books you're writing.
Okay, cool.
All right, word. All right, we ended talking about DC and Marvel. We, of course, that's not our topic of the conversation, but that's still some of the stuff I see you like. You like wrestling too. I see you always watching that shit.
Oh man, I love wrestling. From Ric Flair to Bret Hart. Now we got Seth Rollins, and Judgment Day. I just like the drama. I like the storylines.
Yeah.
I like the storytelling. And the words of Booker T. Helping when you watch a match, you know, you got to tell the story, you know. Shout out to Booker T, you know, man. It's all about checks and championships. Can you dig it?
Right.
I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? I know it's crazy seeing a bunch of adult men and women wrestling and doing all this stuff, but it's fun, man. It's acting and it's getting people involved, and it's very mentally refreshing for me.
Right.
I get a lot of my writing storylines. I used to write plays back in the day too.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your writing.
Oh man, let's see. Well, I started back in '99 for my first poem called Invisible King. Stepped off for a bit, then went back to writing when I was in church. I wrote two stage plays. I did one called The Masquerade, and it was basically talking about how the folk in the church, the spiritual people how they're hiding stuff, hiding that they want to cheat on or they cheat on their husband, hiding that you're bisexual, hiding that you got a disease or you're stealing money from people, or you're being lying, that you're being deceitful. And I actually have had masks in my apartment. I found it. I haven't seen it since 2011. And I did that play three times between 2010 and 2011. And I wish more people. I was trying to get the community to come out. Well, of course, church folk, man, especially with Killeen, they fake, man. They don't want the truth, man. But those who did show up, it was like, man, that was pretty well put together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I wrote it, and you know what's so funny about DC Comics? I think the best storyline of all time is the Long Halloween.
Oh yeah.
That inspired me to write the Masquerade.
Okay.
Yes.
I think my favorite one is Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah,
The old Batman.
Back one, 88, 89.
Yeah. I love that shit. So tell me, you brought up church. You also told me a story about you were in a church that turned into a cult.
Yeah.
In Texas.
Yeah, it was called, formerly known as Charlotte Worship Center. And
do you write about shit like that?
oh yeah, it's in both of my books.
Yeah. All right. Tell me a story about it.
And so I would say they wrote me in back in 2003. It was all the military to get the young people in. They use like kind of older 30, 40 guys to bring you in. They kind of break you down, and you become in their likeness and image. You gotta have that evidence of speaking in tongues with the Holy Ghost, and you gotta give tithes, which tithes ain't supposed to be money, it's supposed to be your time. It's supposed to be given back to the community that you serve, right? They get the sheep, because sheep are dumb. They call us dumb sheep because they don't read, they ain't got no comprehension, they can't think for themselves. And they become like, let's say the pastor is an apostle or bishop or not. You'll notice like all the men are trying to be like the bishop or the head pastor of that church, and the women trying to be like the co-pastor or the first lady. But nobody's free. Nobody's free because instead of talking about getting to heaven, how do I manage my finances? How do I lead my household as a man? How can I be a wife to support my husband? How can I raise my children? There's always the spiritual stuff and all this demons and whatnot. But the biggest demons of all was in the doggone church.
In the church.
And these are multiple churches in Killeen, Texas, and in Copper's Cove, and in Belton, and in Temple, Texas. Yeah.
So it started. Would they consider themselves a cult, or you're just saying that?
No, I'm saying it, but they've never admitted.
They would consider themselves like a congregation, or
I'll call them a den of thieves, and also sheep, wolves of sheep clothing.
Was it predominantly like white church or black?
Black, and then there are white churches too, where you have like mixed, like this one called Destiny Outreach Center. Man, so many people that are screwed over with money and whatnot. It's in Killeen, Texas. People that I remember this one dude, he served for years on years on years, and they didn't pay him. He spent day and night helping them build the new grounds they had. Do you think he got paid anything? Nope.
Nothing.
They ain't get nothing. Not a thank you, not nothing.
So they use them.
They use them and they cash you away. And right before they get rid of you, they're gonna raise up somebody else to take your place.
So what's some of the things that made you think it was a cult?
This is control. You can't have free thought. It's like a game, man. And if you go against the tenets of the game, then we got to get you up out of here.
Right.
There's no freedom. It's very sexually deprived. But if you get on the good foot, people cheat. People they molest the children. They are just cheating on their wives with dudes and having all types of pastors having affairs with each other. Men, women having pastors having affairs with other women, and everybody knows what's going on. But nobody's saying that. Everything's like a secret society. You know what I'm saying? But
it might have been a secret society.
It was, and a lot of churches, and they all work with each other. And the thing about it is, what's crazy is though, I never seen niggas go in the streets,
right,
and talk to help the homeless, feed the homeless.
Right, it was no helping.
No.
Right,
it says
go control.
Right, control.
Right,
it's all a self-contained. It's like a prison.
How did you get out?
It took my man, shout out to Lamondo Watkins, you know, call him Mr. Tiny. Crazy dude out of California. He was a drummer at the church, and he had left because they stopped paying him. Because the co-pastor, I ain't gonna mention her name, she want all the money for herself. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't know how to manage the money, but she didn't know how to. So he left. He started doing gigs down in Austin, Texas. Played with Austin's one great artist called Malcolm Milligan. And one day back in July 2013, he had a heart attack and he died. And, you know, the co-pastor called me, you know, crying and whatnot. And I wasn't able to make it to the funeral. Let me tell you what these niggas did, right? It was down in Austin, and she didn't like the way they handled the funeral proceedings. And she was talking shit about him and his friends at his funeral. And when I found that out, that's when, and mind you, back in August 2012, my mind started to change. I got tired of giving my 10% of my check. Where's it going? I could be putting this. I could be going on a damn trip. I'd be going to Paris. I'd be doing all types of stuff. Get my own house together. Laying hardwood for, you know what I'm saying. And then the last summer, and then also another family that was there. One was I guess the accountant. She found out the woman was basically stealing money, running daycare center, ain't paying nobody. And then, you know, people that are in the military, they got a bonus. She said, you gotta give me basically all of it. You know what I'm saying?
And you said this was a black church?
Church, yeah.
What?
It was common in many churches.
So it's pretty much mind control, and they're using people. Yeah.
The weekend uniform.
Right.
The heart.
Right.
So I was one of I was more like the third ranking. There was the head pastor, the co-pastor, and there was me, the way I see it. And these niggas were scared of me because I ain't like y'all. I ain't about to be Chodomos. Oh, no. I am going to tell you the truth. Screw going to heaven. Let's talk about how we're going to make it through this life. Matter of fact, all these people that's homosexuals and whatnot, you need to be, matter of fact, first of all, the homosexuals wrote that Bible you read, and second of all, the civil rights movement, and guess what? Them people need a place to be safe.
The secret societies.
Right. They need a place to be safe because you don't know how they got to where they at. You know what I'm saying? You got all these broken people, man, and y'all worried about all this BS.
You think that's why they don't have windows in the lodge, or they don't tell people what they're doing?
Oh yeah, because and guess what? They also black, white, Chinese, whatever. Oh, and everybody. I'll clarify this. You know how everybody talk about white supremacy. You know how black people always say talking about how we built the world and we built the pyramids. Well, just like God, if you're gonna talk about that, you know, you created good. Guess what? You created evil.
Hell yeah.
Our ancestors created white supremacy, created the lodges and all this
100%.
And they're running our governments, they're running our world, they're running our school boards.
100%.
The reason why our teachers ain't getting paid because the damn principals who ain't never taught a day in their life getting paid 6 figures, and the teachers still getting $40,000 a year.
100%.
What the fuck is that?
100%. How do we fix that shit though? Because I'm right there with you. I believe that, and I see that. Once you kind of know what's going on, you see it everywhere. But how do we fix it? Because that's where I'm at right now. I'm at a point where you can tell people, most people won't even believe you. You know, you could show them evidence, they still won't believe you. So how do we fix it? Or are we in hell right now? Or what's going on?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Hell, you know, I would say it's like a purgatory. Whether you're going to go through hell to get to heaven, or you're going to fall from heaven to go to hell. I think the only way we can really fix it is gotta speak up. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a concerted effort. It's got to start within the home. It's time to get the you know, and I know all families not going to be able to, you know, 2-parent household, but because it's Black Lives Matter and all this other mess going on, we ain't got fathers in the home.
Right.
You know, we need that. We need to get that back. Right. We need to get back to the basic fundamentals.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
The reason why we're failing as a society because we destroyed the old landmarks. Right. We need to bring that shit back. Right. We need some fucking order. Right. It starts in our communities. Right. We start respecting people. Stop living to die and live to live. Right. Come on, man. Right. You have options in life.
I agree. You know I think that's why they go at Deion Sanders so hard, because it's a father and son success story.
Exactly.
You know?
And they don't want men. Now I hate to say it like this. I ain't going to say it. They don't want men in their place. Because guess what? When it all come down to it, guess who? Let's say, for instance, what I'm going through. Anything that women do, that wife of mine that's about to get divorced, whatever, guess what? If she do something, guess who's gonna take the weight? I'm gonna have to take the weight.
Right. Correct.
It's just how it's always been. Maybe we
Correct.
don't know religious, biblical stuff.
Right.
That's how it's always been. How you think it's over there? Overseas.
Right.
If they mess up, if the kid mess up, guess who's gonna take the weight? It's gonna be that
The
father.
daddy. Right. Correct. 100%.
Let us be men, dog,
Right.
and help us out. If we ain't got something right, man, sit down, pull to the side and help us out.
Right.
Come on, man.
Right. You on point, bro. You really are on point. Now I'm gonna ask you again. Tell me more about your book, though.
But this right here is my second book, Hard Lessons. Actually, a friend of mine, Keith Armstrong. Shout out to the RBC.
Yeah.
I'll send him a copy of this within the next few days. This is my second book. It took me 8 years to write. The day that I left Texas to go to Montgomery, Alabama is when I started. And the first poem was called Crab Mentality. Because and so funny, I went from one crab dog to another because Montgomery the same way.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I stopped working on it. Then when I was in the psych ward, when I got in the accident back in 2020, that's when I came up with the title Hard Lessons, because they wouldn't let me out. They had me on involuntary hold for no reason.
Tell me a little bit about that, because I know that story, but tell the people a little bit about that.
So I was hanging out with one of my neighbors, and I was with my son, and we was coming down the stairs because we going back home. I was going to put him to bed, and I'm clumsy, man. Anybody that known me for years know I'm clumsy when it comes to stairs. And I slipped, and I fell, and I busted my head wide open. So one of my neighbors, Anne Marie, I went to her house, and I stumbled, and long story short, I had to find my son. She found my son. She took care of me till the ambulance came. You know what I'm saying? I go to MUSC. All I can remember is I had head trauma, and come to find out the next day, these jokers said that I was drunk and that I was trying to kill myself. No, I just had a head injury. And when I woke up, when I came to, they didn't stitch them, they didn't do nothing. They didn't put a bandage on my head, but sent me to the psych ward for 6 days. It took me to threaten the guy that ran the psych ward. If you don't let me out of him and the 13 psychiatrists, because I used to be a part of a rating board in the VA Montgomery regional office. It was him and 13 other psychologists, and I had to break down the symptoms of a traumatic brain injury or TBI or head trauma. From vision loss or slurred speech, the whole 9 yards. And I told them, if y'all don't let me out of here, I don't want your money. I'm going to take every last one of your doggone credentials. And I was serious.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of that time when Elijah had to go against the 300 prophets. See, I like the doggone challenge. Because he's like this, I don't care how big you are, I don't care how many you are. I'm going to take all of you down. And especially in an environment like this where I got to use no guns and like that, or you're never going to be this mastermind. I'm going to break you down from the inside out.
Damn.
So they let me out about the 6th day. My bad.
I remember when you came home and you were telling me the story. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
because it was like right over here.
Yeah.
Damn.
Lied on me, man. Just to get a piece of my doggone money and my insurance, you know what I'm saying? Because I got, work for the federal government. So, so it's like shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I still like MUSC to this day.
So tell me this. Another question. Did the cult make you look at religion any different?
Yeah, I was an atheist from 2013. I'll say atheist from 2013 to 2022.
Because of that.
Yeah, because it hurt me. My whole 20s gone.
Mm-hmm.
I cut off my friends like Watson and McClendon, my family. You know what I'm saying? Lost time with my family. I couldn't go no Jay-Z. I threw away all my doggone CDs, all my comic books, everything that I was, hip hop, everything that I was as a person, I threw away for a dangling carrot. And I got nothing.
Right.
When niggas calling my wife talking about, oh, your husband's the devil. People talking about sending me text messages, I don't see you being alive too much longer. Yeah, for real. Same thing happened with my grandfather, where he ain't bow down to them. They was calling death threats. You know what I'm saying? Did the same thing to me. So I said, okay, nigga, I'm gonna be like Pimp C from UGK. say my name, I'm gonna come to your house. You know what I'm saying?
No, I felt that same way. I reached out to I don't know, he was like a cult expert or something one time because I was telling him about this online movement I was in. And then once you get deeper and deeper in this online movement, I think it turned into a cult. The deeper you go, because when you be like, yo, we doing this shit every day, we worshiping the same people. Why are we even worshiping people? What are we doing, bro? And when I try to, raise questions or anything like that, like you said, there's no free thought, no free thinkers. They try to ostracize you out of the group or whatever. But I think I got some real experience with that. I don't have as much experience as you do in life, but I probably did a lot of shit like you, a lot of shit like you. Definitely. I think I can relate to a lot of shit you be saying,
Now, what's that song by Living Color? Cult of Personality? Yeah. We in cults right now.
Yeah.
In this town with the swingers clubs, with the little kickball groups, with the bowling groups, whatever. Yeah. It's all a cult. Who gonna sleep with who? All that stuff. Come on, man.
It's a lot of swingers in Charleston.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of swingers in Charleston.
But don't try to groom me to consume me. It's a grooming process.
Right, it is.
It's about grooming.
So do you write all this shit in your books?
Hell yes, shit. Yes. Look, man, it's got, I don't know how many chapters in this thing. Yeah. But this right here, man, all this 8 years, and it took me to come to Charleston to put it all together. Right. You know what I'm saying? I got poems called Small Town, Kajami. Kajami means mirror in Japanese. Right. I'm talking about father's child, deadbeat dad, which is a part 2 of from my first book, Life's Rhapsody, called Deadbeat Dad, Father Child. Right. I'm talking about me because of my addictions, because of my depression, because of my whatever I was doing. Right. Not spending enough quality time with Roman. Right. Thank God I'm correcting all that. Right. I'm talking real shit. I ain't talking about this circles. Right. Keeping your circle small and watching you hang with. Right. Correct. You lay down with dogs, you're gonna end up with fleas. Fleas, 100%. You know what I'm saying? 100%. I'm telling you, real hardcore life on the line shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? How do we get that book? You get this on Amazon. Amazon.com under Gabe Williams. You've got Kindle, Kindle Unlimited. You can download it and you can read it. Hard lesson. Yes, and you can get it paperback and you can get it hardcover, which is a copy right here. So tell me this before we go. How do people get in touch with you? Because you are a veteran, so I know the veteran got a big group of people out, Yeah, let's see. So my Facebook and my Instagram is Williams_GTA. GTA means Ghost Team Alliance. They call me Ghost, and also if you type in Ghost Overton, you can look me up there. And I'm always posting stuff about my excerpts of both of my books. So tell me about GTA real quick before we go. You said you got a team around the whole country. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? VA, let's see, life insurance, mechanics, lawyers, different people, man. Most of us are black. And we support each other. We help each other when we need something. We know, I don't know the answer, but guess what? I'm going to send you this person. Right. We support one another. We help each other's business. Right. Everybody talk about the Black Wall Street. Now I got something better called Ghost Team Alliance. You don't know. I might be the face, but guess what? You don't know the rest of the niggas who we are. Right. And we taking over your stuff. Right. Right. We're going to help you out. Right. So I see when I wanted this interview, I wanted the interview first because we were talking about getting pictures. But once I saw you go viral, I wanted to talk about that. Yeah. To see what made you just stand there when that guy was shooting at you like that. But now that I talk to you, I see it. Like you got a lot of life experience where that gun didn't even bother you at all. Not at all. Damn. Yeah, that's why I said thank God I ain't got a gun. You can hold one of mine if you ever need it. Oh, man. You're going to be like the Joker for real, man. You got me see. No, sir, man. Well, I appreciate this interview, man. I appreciate it. We got to do it again, Yeah, man. Like you say, Tony Yayo and Charleston White, they always talking, Yeah, they always got an interview. Yeah. So, if you ever want to sit down and release anything or talk about anything,
You know,
Yeah.
let me know and we can always do this. I'm
Yeah.
right up. I'm in building 1, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got my number. Hey, anytime you want. Hey, I'm available. I'm here till January 8th.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, man, hit me up, man. Let's make some, let's talk about some real stuff, man. Because people need something real. They don't need no more fakeness. Man.
Right. Hell yeah. So next we're gonna get in. One day we got to get into DC versus Marvel.
Oh man, I can tear it apart. Only thing good about Marvel is Wolverine and Sabretooth. That's it.
Right.
Rest
right.
of that junk, y'all can keep that trash.
Yeah, that Disney trash.
Yeah, man. Just a trash.
Who's your favorite wrestler though?
Favorite wrestler. You know what? My favorite wrestler is a guy named Raven. He was in ECW, then went to WCW, then went to WWE and TNA. Next to The Undertaker has the most immaculate footwork. The way he moves in the ring, the way he works, he makes his opponent look good. The over-dramatized moves and even the promos, the mysteriousness, just the whole aura about Raven, man. It's like he's like a wrestling mastermind. Like, he doesn't get enough credit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talks about The Undertaker, but I think next to The Undertaker is Raven. Raven, I think, is my favorite wrestler and the most underrated and most underappreciated wrestler of all time. Raven, you see this, man, holla at me, man, because I just want to bow down, man, because I always watch his
Gotta show love, huh?
matches. Yeah,
He
man.
can't beat Bret Hart though.
I don't know, man. Well, yeah, you know what? I don't, man. See, now we gotta have another.
We gotta have another one. You know, we got more to talk about. But yeah, man, I really appreciate this, bro. I'm gonna edit this up. Probably take me like 2 or 3 days to get it right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it out in little parts.
Yeah.
You know, like we talked about this subject, I'll put that 5-minute part out. We talked about that, and then I'll cut it up like that.
Yeah.
Then I'll do a full at the very end.
I appreciate that, man.
No problem, man.
Lord, I'm about to get some Secret Service, man.